Yo, what's going on, Chill Gang? It's your boy, ChillGuy TV, and I'm back at you with another banger, man. And so, I decided today, I want to give y'all a nice little story time of how I lost 2 jobs straight, like back to back. I'm talking about, man, those were... What's up, my man? You alright, bro? Yeah, man, that's my neighbor. He know I do my videos and stuff. He's a real cool guy. That was probably one of my most embarrassing times of my life, bro. Like, not embarrassing, but one of my most humbling experiences. So, it all started when I graduated from AIT. So, when you go to basic training, you have something called AIT that you go to for those who are not in the military. And with AIT, that's pretty much when you learn from your job and stuff. So, come back home from AIT, and that's pretty much the first time I can see all the money I have in my bank account. So, think about it. I'm gone for like 5 months. I'm away from home. I get paid every 2 weeks, and I never touch that money. So, just think about how much money is in that account, like, not touched. So, when I get home, you know, I see a couple of bands in there, and, you know, I'm thinking I'm straight, bro. I'm like, bro, I'm thinking, what I need a job for, bro? Like, I got all this money. I don't need no job. And, man, started doing dumb stuff with it, spending it, like spending all my money on every little dumb thing, giving people money, loaning people money, because that was the most money I ever seen in my life. So I'm just giving it away because I'm like, man, this is endless. I can't lose this. Dude, in about a month, I blew all of that money when I got back home, bro. I regret that to this day, y'all. So, just a word of advice, off subject here for a minute. If y'all go in the military, man, and y'all come back home, bruh, if you're gonna spend your money, spend it on something that's gonna help you prosper more in life. If I could do it over, bro, I would've used all that money and got me a car. Like, to be totally honest with you, and just got me a job. So, you know, as soon as the money stopped flowing, I had to get me a job. And yeah, I still had my National Guard gig. I get paid like every month from them. But you know, that's just not, you want to have multiple ways of income. You don't want to just depend on, oh, I'm just waiting for this one check to be here and I'll be good for the month. Like, that wasn't a good feeling for me. So, you know, I was filling in applications job to job. It was very hard to get a job, man. It really was. It probably took me like a whole 2 months to get a job, bro. I'm not gonna lie. So the 2 months I did get a job, I was working at Kroger. That was like my first job ever. I joined the military to leave Kroger just to come right back working at Kroger. So, you know, I really wasn't feeling that. And so, you know, I was just talking to my girl on the phone and talking to like people in my life. I'm telling them, man, I need to find a whole nother perspective. Like, I need a whole nother gig, man. I just feel like I'm moving backwards. Like, I didn't join the military to work at a grocery store again. That was the reason I left, because I wanted to do more of my life. And bro, I picked a worse job than Kroger. So, was talking to my friend, my homeboy Keith. He was making a pretty good money what he was doing. He pretty much put me on to a place called Airmark. Little did I know, Airmark was just a cleaning service company, bro. They were contracted housekeepers, bro. That's pretty much what I was. I was a housekeeper, bro. My job was to like pull trash from each building and throw it out, or like if somebody broke some furniture, take that out. It was like I was pretty much a trash man. I was a housekeeping trash man, bro. And you know, at first I felt like, I don't know, man. I guess I was just so happy to be doing something other than Kroger. It was cool for that moment. But then, like, it just started getting real old. And, man, the worst thing about going to a job you hate is when it's people at that job you hate, and those are the people you have to work with. Like, y'all are a team, and y'all got to build that structure to get the job done. Airmark was probably the worst job I ever had, bro. Like, people, like, dealing with people-wise, Airmark, dude, I would come home, I would be frustrated, I'd be yelling, like, in arguments with everybody. Not only was I dealing with stuff at my job, you know, coming back home here, dealing with stuff over here. Man, it was just so much. It was just such so much negativity, bro. And I just felt like my life wasn't going nowhere. I just felt like I didn't have a purpose anymore. Like I just felt like, man, I really joined the military to be doing this. Like I'm pulling trash, bro. I'm literally pulling trash. So, was working at Airmark for a minute. When I first got on the job, you know, I didn't have a car, so the manager would give me rides to work and stuff like that. But she couldn't really give me rides to work no more, which, like, I understood. But the thing was, she said she couldn't do it because she'll be late to what she had to do. But yeah, she was dropping another lady off that pretty much was going the same place I was, but she couldn't drop me off. So, you know, I was like always late to work, bro. It was so hard because I had to be there at like 6 in the morning. And my job would be like way on the other side of town. Like I live on the west side of Savannah, so I have to go all the way to like the east side of Savannah to get to where I was stationed, like where I was posted at. And you know, over there, that's like 40 minute walk. And I had to walk there. So bro, I'm literally waking up 4:30 in the morning, getting dressed, walking to work. Bro, I was done, man. I was so tired, bro. Start getting to work, working there for like a couple months. It's kind of tiring, but you know, I'm pushing through. I'm doing what I can. And, you know, I'm still doing a good job. Then a breakthrough came from me on this job I got back since being in the Army. So pretty much they were changing our post. And the post they changed me at, it was actually only 10 minutes away from my house. So I was like, thank you, God. So it was 10 minutes driving away from my house, 30 minutes walking. So you get what I'm saying. I had like 30 extra more minutes of sleep. Bro, I was happy with what I was doing, but the thing was, it was a new lady that got hired. I'm not gonna call anybody out by her names, but I'm gonna just call her old pathetic, because that's what she was, just old and pathetic. Like, my first confrontation with her was when I had to go to drill one day. It was like an emergency. Being in the National Guard, the thing is, the Army can call you at any time. So when the Army needs you, guess what? They're gonna call you. They're gonna say, hey, so Graham, we need you here. This time you need to be posted right here. Roger that, Sergeant, I'll be there. Like, you know, they don't want to hear me talk about, oh, you know, Sergeant, I don't know if I can make it because my house cleaning job says I can't do that because they need me for tomorrow's morning shift. Like, they're not trying to hear that. I swore in to protect our country, and that's how they look at it, and I'm a grown man about that. So I tell them, you know, hey, I just got a call from my sergeant. I got a report. I definitely bring y'all the right paperwork. Pretty much, it's certified that I was at where I said I was. Went to drill. I was probably gone for like, they called me in for like a week. Because usually being a National Guard, they only call you like 2 weeks out of the month, like 2 weeks out the year, something like that. And so this one was a little longer because it was a detail. Come back, this lady is spreading rumors that I have been lying about being in drill. Like, she was even like suggesting I'm not even in the National Guard, bro. Like, that is so stupid. Like, how do I have full-on paperwork showing you that I'm in the National Guard and you're trying to suggest that I fraud National Guard paperwork? Like, you can't, that's not even possible, bro. You cannot have paperwork fraud and that you're in the United States Army. You cannot. Bro, that is like, I would be in jail if y'all had that on me, bro. And so she pretty much had my manager, we just gonna call my manager at the time Miss Gullible. So old pathetic had Miss Gullible believing that I'm lying about when I have drill or I'm lying about being in the Army. So I'm hearing that. My friends calling me, telling me what old pathetic is doing. So I put old pathetic, I put Miss Gullible in the group chat, and I say, hey, I'm at drill. I take a picture with my uniform by my sergeant. This is what I'm doing. Like, for the people who think I'm not at drill, like, leave me alone, bro. And so, you know, I guess Miss Gullible was kind of embarrassed that I did that in front of everybody. Like, no, bro. Like, I'm the type of person, if I got something to say and I know y'all been saying certain stuff about me, I'm gonna air that all the way out, bro. None of y'all is gonna be around here spreading rumors that I'm lying. Like, that is not gonna be the case. They put me in the office. Miss Gullible brings in write-ups. She brought in write-ups from the past time I told y'all when I was coming in late when they had me walking all the way on the other side of town. You can only get 4 write-ups. She has me sign 3 write-up sheets for 3 times I was late walking on the other side of town. And to think, I was doing that for like a whole 6 months and I was only 3 times late, but you pull those up because you said our boss or whatever, whoever that is, that guy he was so trash. He was the worst site, bro. That was the worst owner of a company I ever. Dog, if y'all ever get an offer to work for Airmark, do not do it. I'm telling you, it's not worth it, bro. It's not worth it. I guess they started cracking down on like people being late, and I guess she took that as a chance to make me, you know, write something that hasn't been going on. Ever since she moved me over there, I have not been late. I have been on time. I literally have been 5 minutes early to work every day since I was doing that site. So they come here with 3 write-ups. And you know, I sign them. If I made a mistake, I own up to that mistake, bro. I'm not gonna sit here and try to ask for leeway or just try to make it seem like it's everybody else's fault but mine. Like, no, I'm a grown man. If I was late, I was late. So I signed it. Man, bro, one day I'm working and Viv did something that really pissed me off, bro. Oh, I said I was gonna call her name. Old Pathetic is Viv. So I had to call out work one day because something was going on with my grandmother. If y'all don't know, you know, I take care of my grandmother. I don't really like to get into too much of that situation. So I had to call out. Old Pathetic start talking down on me because I call out of work. And the reason I was so angry about it was because I'm calling out of work because of my grandmother. Look, people can say anything they want about me, bro. I really don't care what opinions people have of me. But when you being old and pathetic and miserable, you going around telling people, oh, Marion shouldn't be here, you shouldn't be working here, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, Elmo's world, this and that, bro. I'm gonna be offended by that. So I'm hearing this, you know, people at the job calling me, telling me what you saying. I'm angry, I'm hot, like I'm not even in the mindset to work. I woke up late because I went to sleep angry. Like it had me so mad, bro, because I don't like when nobody really tries to talk about that situation with me and my grandma, because y'all don't know nothing, like, so don't speak on that. So I wake up, I know I'm gonna be late to work, and I tell Miss Gullible this off the rip. I tell her, yo, I do not want to go to work. So she says, okay, you know, Marion, if you don't come, you know, that's your 4th write-up and we'll have to terminate you. I say, do what you gotta do. I do not care. So the next couple of days I was coming to work or whatever, and I guess they would let me slide by with it, but I didn't want nothing to do with Old Pathetic no more. So I did what anybody do. When you done with somebody, bro, what do? You delete them. So I blocked her number. Like, it was nothing for me and her to associate with. It was nothing for me and her to talk about. I blocked her number. Our boss, whatever you want to call him, has a meeting and tells Mrs. Gullible, hey, you know, I get it. You may, Marion may be a good worker and all, but, you know, we have let him off with so much stuff. So this time, you know, we got to release him. You know, he can't be working here no more. And so, you know, she told me I was terminated. There was no reason for me to come back. She wanted me to sign the paperwork to say that I'm terminated. I didn't go back and sign it. I didn't care no more. I say, hey, I told her like this, Miss Gullible, forget that paperwork. I'm not signing nothing. I'm out, bro. I'm out. Like, you ain't got to worry about seeing my face no more. I'm done with you and I'm done with that job. So after that whole experience, my girl, she was really there with me through all of that. It really wasn't hard getting the second job. Like, you know, when God takes things out of your life, he blesses you with something different. So my girl, she helped me get a job at Lowe's, and Lowe's was paying like a pretty good salary, and it was doing things that I'm more into. So, you know, I'm very tech savvy. You know, I was working in the electrical department at Lowe's. I thought that was dope, and the pay was good, man. So I was working there full time for a minute. My girl actually did the application for me, and I got the job, did the interview. They liked my resume. They liked everything I brought. They seen all my recommendations from the military, you know, and they were just like, oh yeah, we're on go. Working there for a while, I'm being a great worker, getting there on time. Everything they asked me to do, I'm doing it. When people need any help, I would help other departments with their own stuff, making sure the stuff is done. Because I was really like, dang, you know, I could probably be doing this for a minute before I really make my big move and moving. Me moving from here got held back so much, but thank God, he put me in a position to where I am now. But to get back to the story, you know, I help people out with their departments. I help out plumbing. I help out lawn and care. I help out lawn care. the cashiers, I helped them out. Like, I was just being a great worker. But one thing happened. I remember I told the HR manager at Lowe's at the time, like, hey, I'm gonna be gone for this amount of time. I'll be at drill for 2 weeks, and then that following week, hey, I'm gonna be out of town in Texas. And so she said, oh, okay, just write it down for me and just put it in the form. I put the form, I literally gave her, that lady, that form and said, hey, here you go. These are my days I'll be taking off. And I'll be right back to work as soon as possible. Bro, so I'm going for that whole 3 weeks. I do my 2-week AT for the Army. And, you know, I spent my first week seeing my girl in Texas. And I'm going to definitely give y'all story time on that, because that was one of the happiest, like, times of my life, too. You know, I do my week with my girl, first time seeing her. So I'm enjoying life. I'm just thinking, yeah, my job will be there when I get back. So, come back to work. The manager of that store talks to me, and he says, Marion, can you come here for a minute? And I say, yeah. He was like, where exactly were you? I said, then you talk to the HR manager. I put in a request to, you know, take off these 3 weeks. She said it was cool, just put in a request form. He says, I don't know. I talked to her. I asked if she knew your whereabouts. She said she didn't know anything. And I say, that's weird, because I literally told her I was going to be gone for 3 weeks. And she said, okay. And I just wrote it down. And so I go and talk to her. And, you know, she act like she never done that. She act like she never seen me put that request form in for those 3 weeks off work. And so I'm just sitting here like, man, are they serious right now? And so, you know, I'm still working there, but then what happens is they start to cut my hours, and I'm wondering, like, dang, bro, why are they cutting my hours? Like, what is going on? Like, I'm a good worker. Like, what is going on? Because, you know, around that time, we had part-time workers working there, too. And, you know, as a part-time worker, they'll try you out and see if you could be a full-time worker. But I was actually labeled as a full-time worker, though. Like, I was working full-time hours. Man. So, actually, it was seasonal, but they was having me working full-time hours, though. But I filled in for a full-time position, so I was working full-time. So it was time for the seasonals evaluation. So that would decide if the seasonal stayed or not. Dude, when I tell y'all I got into that office and those people told me, hey, Mr. Graham, like, we know you've done good work, but that time you were gone for like 3 weeks and nobody knew where you were at. I'm sorry, but you just cannot work it. Bro, I was so heated, bro. I was like, what do y'all mean? I literally told you. Like, I'm telling the HR man, I literally remember telling you. I remember writing a paper and giving it to your hand. Like, you just could have lost it. I understand that. But now I'm about to lose a job because you didn't do your job. She steady. They give me the old runaround. Like, we were great. It was good having you here, but we probably just gonna look elsewhere. And so they hired somebody else. That was literally my last day working there. There I go again, you know, out of a job for like a whole another 3 weeks, getting yelled at, you know, because, you know, I had responsibilities, and without a job, I couldn't take care of those responsibilities. But my girl, you know, she was with me through that again. She helped me fill out an application to like a job I was trying to get the first time, which was the security company, because I heard the security company paid good money to work there. Put it in. The lady actually hit me back within a week. Did the interview. I did great on the interview, and everything was a go. Dude, when I tell you I did that interview, man, them people called me literally and said, hey, you got classes this day and you're working this day. Like, they already had my schedule set up, bro. Like, they couldn't even do that until I passed the class, but they just already knew. They was like, hey, bro, because when it's your first time doing a security job, in the state of Georgia, I don't know how it is elsewhere, but I know in the state of Georgia, you're required to take a class to be licensed as a security guard. So, yeah, I did that. They hired me, bro, and I was making like a good wage. My first site they put me at was at SCAD, and SCAD is pretty much like a art and design college. SCAD is actually a good school to go to because you meet a lot of people, and it's like a good place to network. Actually, like, talking to some kids at SCAD got me doing YouTube. Like, honestly, networking is great. I still keep up with a lot of those kids today. Start working at SCAD, doing a great job. And, you know, like I say, when God takes something away, I mean something bigger is happening. When it's literally out of your control, like you did nothing wrong, you had no control over that, that just means God has a bigger purpose for you. Like, God just has something bigger set up for you. So, working at SCAD, it was my evaluation. They do like yearly evaluations. And so at yearly evaluations, what happens is, hey, sorry about that, y'all. My other camera just died, so I know this camera quality isn't so good as the other one, but my phone literally just died. But let me get back to the story though, man. So with those yearly evaluations, you are able to get a raise, like a raise in your job or even a promotion. And all it is just all the managers. We have people called site supervisors. All of them would just grade that one officer's performance. So the officer would put down how good of a job they think they were doing, and then that site supervisor will put down the information, but they'll tell honestly what they think of that person. I'm doing my evaluation. I'm an honest guy, and so when certain questions come up and they be like, do I feel like I can do better in this field? I'd be like, yes. It was like 1 through 5, and you know, if I felt like I could have did better in that, you know, particular thing, I gave myself a 4, because I feel like I can do a little better in that. I feel like there's other ways to do that efficiently. But when all the ops managers do it, bro, each and every one of them gave me straight 5s, bro. I had perfect scores from every manager. The guy who was over us, he gives me a call and he was like, hey, Mr. Graham, you strive to be excellent at work, and people really look up to you, and people really are motivated by the way you work, and you just really get along with everyone. And so they wanted to put me at one of their toughest spots at SCAD. So they gave me like a little bit more money to work at the toughest site at SAD, because it has such a high turnover rate over there. Like, any officer is bound to like get released there. But you know me, liking a challenge, wanting to do better, since they feel like I'm the stronger person, I just have this thing in me, like if I feel like I can carry that load, that weight, you know, I'm gonna do that. So, you know, I left my site I was working at to work at this site. So pretty much with the way people are allowed in, if they had certain badges, if they had contractor badges or student ID badges, they were allowed to come in. So these two gentlemen, they come in, you know, I check their badges and I'm seeing if they have the right credentials to be able to come into the building. Both of them had contractor badges, bro. It said SCAD and what company they work for. So, you know, I check it and I say, okay, y'all good to go. They go in, and I promise you, bro, they only in there for like 15 minutes and out. So, you know, I'm thinking, okay, they probably did some little work and they heading on home. Man, probably 10 minutes later, I get a call from my ops manager. And she calls me and she's like, hey, Marion. And I was like, hey, ops manager, how you doing? She's like, hey, did you let two suspicious African-American guys in? And I was like, no. Like, cause I'm thinking, did I just let 2 random people come in here? Like, no, I check badges. So they come, next thing you know, I see nothing but SPD, paddy wagons, police officers, SCAD trucks, supervisor trucks, all coming in there. And I'm wondering what's going on. I'm like, what's going on? And then she calls me back and she's like, hey, Marion, remember when I asked you about the 2 African-American males? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, yeah, apparently you were on camera letting those guys in. I said, yeah, they had contractor badges for SCAD. Their contractor badges literally said SCAD. And she said, oh, man, you should have told me that. And I'm like, huh? So apparently what happened, a young lady claimed that those 2 African-American guys looked like they shouldn't have been there. So when they heard the call, 2 African-American guys look like they shouldn't be there, and they feel like they're going to harass students, all of SPD rushes in there. Mind you, those guys literally just were doing their job. When the cameras rolled, they literally were doing their job. But what happened is, they're embarrassed by that situation of reacting like that because of a call that they got about 2 African-American males who worked there. They decide, okay, let's get rid of this guy. Because they feel like it's on me, like I'm the reason it happened because I let those guys in. So pretty much, if you work that shift that night, and you let those guys in for having the right credentials, and you let them in just to do their job and go home, you were going to get fired. So they released me from the site, bro, and I was supposed to get like a crazy raise, and they released me. And so they didn't want to fire me though, so they put me at a whole nother site. So I just wasn't under SCAD's contract no more, bro. So they moved me to another site, started working that site, like always, excelling at my job. Because I always look at the brighter picture of things. It's like, you know, if things don't work out, it was for a reason, and just God has a bigger purpose for you. Started getting promotions, then after a while, the more I started to work, the more promotions I started to get at my job, the more the military was starting to pay off, and just, man, now I'm at a point, man, I work at like and that's like one of the best sites you can be working at in security, and you get paid good money, and they're talking about giving me a promotion. Like, dude, my promotion period literally started today, and like, I'm so excited about that. So I'm very happy about how the way my life's been going. And this story, honestly, this story was just to tell y'all, man, no matter what you go through in life, and when things are out of your control, that is just God setting you up for a bigger purpose. He leading you to better things, man. And I can honestly say I'm truly happy. I have no ill will against any of those people. I may have been joking when I said, oh, pathetic and Miss Gullible. You know, I was just having fun with that, just poking fun, just having fun. I have no hard feelings against those young ladies. If I seen them today, I would literally stop and say, hey, and talk to them and ask them how they've been doing.
Sure, Jan.
You know, I'm just very thankful and blessed. And all I want to continue to do is just continue to grow, continue to be a great content creator for y'all, and just excel. Because everything I do, man, I just want to excel at it and excel at a higher rate, bro. I hope y'all enjoyed this story time. I know it was pretty lengthy. I'm sorry the camera cut out, and it's getting pretty dark. This is ChillGuy TV signing out. Peace and love. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm out.